우리가 이민을 왔을 때 오클라호마로
When my family first immigrated, we moved to Oklahoma in 1987. It was there that I met my husband, and we were married in 1988.
이제 결혼을 하게 되었지요.
My father was definitely someone who was larger than life. He was also a deeply religious man, and I think above all, he was a really good father. Growing up, we were definitely comfortable, middle class, but that definitely changed once my father was ill. When I was 11, he suffered from a stroke, and afterwards he was just never himself. He was paralyzed on the right side of his body, and he was just unable to work after that, and that's when my mom had to kind of take charge.
그런 기간이 내 기억.
My period of denial must have gone on for a month or so, and the reason why is because I just didn't want to believe it. I wanted to keep living as a housewife, only attending church and raising my kids. And I had never had a job before and couldn't speak any English.
영어도 할지도 모르고.
My sister, she works 3 or 4 jobs per day, like house cleaning and give a ride and make food for other people, but she never complained.
In September 2008, my father was diagnosed with stomach cancer.
My dad, he still laughed through it all, he still smiled through it all, but he was physically hurting.
He passed away the very end of November. The thing I regret the most about my father passing away as suddenly as he did was because he had no life insurance, because he had no long-term plans. His funeral was just what we could afford based off of donations from the church.
Well, after that, everyone had to go to work, everyone had a job, everyone had to have an income.
I graduated high school a semester early. I worked full-time, but I think this past summer I worked 7 jobs. I would literally tutor from whenever the kids got out of school till 9 o'clock at night. I would just stack up tutoring jobs, and it was just so that I could provide for my family what little I could provide. We have to scrounge our food stamp points towards the end of every month because, you know, in the beginning we kind of spend them, you know, as we see fit, but towards the end they run out, and until the next allotment we have to, I guess, ration what we eat.
보험이 있었다면
If my husband had purchased life insurance, I would have a sense of peace through the money it would have provided. We would be able to live in a better house, and I would be able to buy my children all the things they need.
필요한 거를 사주고.
If my dad had life insurance, then I wouldn't be crying.
When I think about my father, I want to be able to laugh and smile, you know? I don't want to have to think of all the negative implications that resulted from his poor financial planning. You know, I would never wish upon my family or my potential children anything that I've been through, because death in itself is something that is so difficult to grasp, never mind endure. And the fact that we would have to have an added financial burden to that, I think, is one of the worst things that a person could go through.